Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with heart. How much you miss it. And you deserve. And you deserve. And you deserve. And you did it right from the start. And you did it right from the start.
Hello, welcome to this reading vlog. This is a couple of days in my life. The last week before I head back to school. I am super excited, just like in general, I'm super excited. But today I'm super excited because I have boba tea and I've never had this before. I may have had it once, but I think the tapioca flavor turned me off. So I've never had it since. But I got green tea flavor because I love matcha and we're gonna break through. It says on here, it says break out the bubbles. So, ooh, yay. Okay. Yum! Oh my gosh, it's so good. Let me see if I can get, this is like a mukbang, but just 1 cup of tea in a car. Okay. I have no idea what I'm gonna read this week. I have already read Beneath the Sugar Sky, which was amazing, but I have no idea what I'm gonna read next. So I'll let you know when I figure it out. So, good people of the internet, I'm closing my closet doors so that if I turn around you don't have to look at the mess in there. Hello. It is a bit later, same day. I want to pick my next read. I am really in the mood to read a novel. I've been reading Walt Whitman today, some, and yesterday, and I think I'm going to go ahead and push through to the end of Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass because I only have a couple of poems left, but I'm growing a bit tired of it, which makes me really sad to say. I think it's just because I've read it in such small pieces that my brain is like, okay, can we not be done with this yet? So I'm gonna try to finish that tonight, but I want to pick a new read. So all of my books are in this pile right here. And these are all the books I'm taking with me to school, so these are therefore all of the books that I really have to choose from, because in here are my favorites as well as the only books in my collection that I have not yet read. I'm in the mood for something sort of fantastical. I'm gonna set you up right over here so we can chat together. I have this, which my friend Josh lent me when I went to visit his house back in the spring before things really went haywire in my area with the situation. But this is My Squirrel Days, which is Ellie Kemper's memoir. I am a huge fan of The Office, and Aaron is my favorite character, and so he lent me this to read, and I have not yet read it. I know this would be fun. I know this would probably be really cool for me to read on my current journey of self-discovery. and I love Ellie Kemper, and I want to find out what her squirrel days are. Even though this is not fantastical in any way, this is a strong contender, as is 100 Years of Solitude, but I know that I want to give this the attention that it needs, and I'm in I feel like I have sort of two reading moods. I have consumptive and reflective, and I need to read this when I'm in a reflective reading mood, because right now I feel like I'm in a consumptive reading mood. I don't know if consumptive is the right word, but I just want to like consume something all at once. So this might not be the choice, even though I'm really excited to read this. I just feel like this will need all of my presence of mind, so I may take this one off, take it out of the running for the time being. Options for fantastical things are also Peter Pan. This could be a good option. I know I mentioned in my like TBR on my radar video for August that I wanted to read Mansfield Park before I went to school, but I just don't think I want to read Mansfield Park right now. So that's it. Do you hear the mixer in the background? I think my mom is making cookies. So Peter Pan is a good contender as well. This would be shorter. It's not yet 300 pages, so it's and it's 2 stories as well. So that could be cool for my next choice. I know that I want to get into Rilke's Book of Hours, so this is definitely going on my nightstand for reading once Leaves of Grass is finished. I know I can start another book while I'm reading a book, but I just, like, in my mind I have categories, right? I have the 3 reading categories. I have audiobook, poetry, and book. And you know, that's not very eloquent, but those are what they're called in my head. And so I don't want to put 2 books into one category at once, but I know that this is going to feed my soul. My emotional energy is sparse. I am definitely putting this on my nightstand. Maybe The Phantom of the Opera. I was thinking about saving this for Summerween and or October, the month of Halloween. This is fantastical. This is a story that I know the broad strokes of. I'm sure that there's a lot more to it in the book than there is in the musical. I know the musical version of the story very well, but I think I need to go for things that I know are going to sort of replenish my emotional energy and keep me afloat. So I think I'm going to go for these 3 as my next picks, and I want to spend some time reading tonight as well as tomorrow and the next few days of this vlog. So this will probably only be 3.5 days of a vlog, but that's okay. Just a couple days of my reading life. I think these 3 are next up when I get Leaves of Grass finished up. I have a job at school that I've had to do a considerable amount of remote work from home preparing for. I manage a group of students in their work-study work, and so I've had to do scheduling, and I'm nowhere really near done yet, but I have basically mostly completed the things that I have to have done before I move back in on Tuesday. The rest of it can really be done once I get there. So that's really great. I am very happy that that is mainly completed, and I can focus on packing and reading and resting my heart and my mind this week. Hopefully for you and me right now on this vlog, that means that we'll have some good stuff to talk about. I'm gonna go spend some more time with good old Walt Whitman, and I will talk to you again soon. Hey y'all, I'm at the doctor's office and it's Thursday morning, and I just finished my squirrel days, so I don't have anything to read now, which is kind of sad, but it was awesome. We'll talk about it later. Hello, I am home from the doctor's office. Unfortunately, I had to change out of my really pretty dress, but I wanted to sit and talk to you for a minute about My Squirrel Days by Ellie Kemper. This is actually the first memoir that I have ever read. I don't think I'm going to give it a star rating just because it feels strange to give a star rating to someone's personal story, but at the same time I enjoyed it so much that I want to give it a star rating. First of all, bizarre title, but the title is not necessarily directly addressed, but you come to understand the title as you read the book. She has an amazing introduction, which is her chapter called Author, in which she talks about her thoughts while writing this book, her thoughts preparing to write this book. She says, "Some stories might seem implausible, some anecdotes far-fetched, and I'm here to tell you that that is because I have made them up. What do you want from me? I have an energetic toddler and my memory is fuzzy." So I just had the most fun time over the past few days reading this book. Erin is my favorite character on The Office, and one of my good friends really loves The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which I have yet to start. But I think after reading this book, I have to, because Ellie Kemper is hilarious. She, everybody knows that Ellie Kemper is hilarious. She created such a delightful, cheerful book. She's not talking about the depths of her soul. She reveals to you who she is in anecdotes about funny things that she may or may not have actually done, but which, even if she hasn't done them, even if they weren't real experiences, I'm sure are reflective of who she is. And I am just fascinated by this woman. On the back, Tina Fey, like we're friends, Tina Fey says, Ellie Kemper is the kind of stable, intelligent, funny, healthy woman that usually only exists in yogurt commercials, which is the perfect way to explain this book. She is stable, she is energetic, she is enthusiastic, she has dry humor in all of the right places to accentuate the story. She's honest about who she is and she loves who she is, and I just really enjoyed this book. It brought me more joy than I was expecting the other night when I said I may read this book to help me along with my own personal journey. This brought me so much joy in the 237 pages that I spent reading it. It was amazing. So if you are interested at all in Ellie Kemper or even just The Office in general, John Mulaney has a feature in here, a mention, anything. If you're interested in squirrels, yellow blouses, anything, I recommend this memoir. It was delightful and I enjoyed it so much. How many times can I say that? This is definitely what I needed to get me back in the reading mood. Great Expectations sort of drug me down, and even though I really liked it, it was hard work to get through. So this was very encouraging and made me feel like life is gonna be okay, and life is okay how it is as well. So that, I think, is probably the marker of a good memoir, though I'm not sure because this is the first one that I've read. And last night before bed, I spent a few minutes reading from Rilke's Book of Hours. I read the first 5 poems in the Book of a Monastic Life. I'm struggling with how to read this book because the first poetry book that I read, Leaves of Grass, I heavily annotated it, but Rilke's poems are so short that I think if I were to annotate it, I would end up highlighting the whole poem. I'm trying to sort of figure out a way to connect with this book. I've been considering starting a poetry copybook where I basically have a notebook where I copy poems that I really like, that I really relate to, and I could write in there what I think of it, because copying something is a very reflective activity, at least I think so. So I may start that with this book and then put some of my favorite Walt Whitman quotes in there too. And then today, whenever I get a chance to sit down and read some, which I am looking forward to probably either right now or later tonight, I haven't decided, I'm going to start Peter Pan and Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens by J.M. Barrie. I am just super excited to see what goes on. My dog just got home from getting her hair cut. I'm gonna go see her. Darcy! Hi! Do you have a bow in your hair?
You do, yeah.
Darcy! Oh my goodness. Anyway, after that brief interlude of greeting my dog, I am going to start Peter Pan at some point today. And hopefully this will be just as joyful as my squirrel days, and probably a bit more fantastical, obviously, than Ellie Kemper's real life or fictionalized life, but I'm excited. Hello, it's VoiceOver Me. On Saturday, I wanted to let you know the recipe of this zucchini bread that I made. It's from the blog Dash of Sanity, and I'll link it down below. But the recipe was 3 eggs, 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of canola or vegetable oil, 4 cups of fresh zucchini, which you can see here. I just drained them as much as I possibly could. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 3 cups and 3 tablespoons of flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and optionally 1 cup of chopped walnuts. I didn't put walnuts in mine. Another ingredient was 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. My mom is allergic to cinnamon, and so since the batter split into 2 loaves anyway, I did cinnamon in one and nutmeg in the other. So this is the nutmeg one, and the cinnamon loaf ended up being considerably darker, but they're both absolutely delicious. So you just mix all of the ingredients together in no particular order. If you have particularly small bread tins, you can make 3, but I just made 2 loaves, and then they bake at 375 for 45 minutes. Hello, lovely people. So it is Saturday, about 2 p.m. I just wanted to give you a final wrap-up update thing about these last few very random vlogged days. I know that this is not as organized as the vlogs that I have previously made, but I really just wanted to capture a couple of days this week as I get ready to go back to school. I've done a couple of different things. I've washed all of my towels and sheets and things. Basically that's it. I started using my planner so that I could get used to using a planner again, because I obviously haven't done that all summer long. I don't feel ready. I'm watching a lot of Ruby Granger videos and other productivity study videos of people talking about college to try to get me feeling ready to go back, but I don't feel it. I think my internal "it's time to go back to school" clock, the alarm buzzed a few months ago because I've been home since March, and so now my brain and my body are just okay, this is life, we're not going back to school. And I just don't feel ready to be super excited and welcome back all the freshmen and see all of the people that I haven't seen. Obviously I'm very excited to see my friends, and they really don't tax me at all. That's the fun part about being an introvert, is that when you find people you really do like, they don't tax you. At least that's my experience, so that's great, that's fun. I like that, so I'm excited to see my friends, but overall looking at next week and the sheer volume of people that I'm going to be talking to and dealing with, I'm not super pumped about it. I wish I could say that I'm excited to go back to school. I think I am at some level. It's just not the level where I'm existing right now, if that makes any sense. But tonight I think I'm gonna be doing some mental organization before I start organizing my stuff to pack tomorrow. Because I have today and then Sunday and Monday, and then I leave Tuesday. So I think tonight I'm going to do some mental organization. I've been wanting to make a list of goals, personal and academic / professional goals for this semester and the year. I've never really been very gung-ho about goals lists. Whenever they want us to make them in school, I was always no, I've never really connected with that before, but I'm feeling I have a lot that I want to achieve and grow in, and so I feel it's time for me to make a goals list. So I'm going to do that tonight after this video, and then tomorrow I'm going to start packing. and the next time you see me, I will be in my college town, hopefully moved into my dorm. I am not sure if I'm going to have a video next week. My guess is probably not, just because I will be busy from, see, this is why I'm apprehensive. I mean, I'm going to go. Apprehensive denotes that I could make the choice to go or not. I have to go, but this is why I'm apprehensive about going, because every moment of my time from the point that I get there till the day the classes start is taken up by activities and training and freshman welcome activities and athletic scrimmages. I will be staying far, far away from as many people as I possibly can next week. So all that to say, I don't think that I will have very many opportunities to create a video next week for y'all. I may try to vlog some and then put it in another video another time, but I'm pretty sure my Saturday will be booked up as well, so it's not like I could vlog all week and then make you a vlog on Saturday and post it. But if I do get that opportunity, I will definitely take it and make a vlog. More likely is that I will not be able to film a video next week, but I will be back the first week of classes, maybe with a vlog, maybe with a sit-down video, maybe both. I really doubt it, but we'll see. Anyway, those are all of my thoughts and feelings, word vomit, regarding personal updates at the moment, but let's talk about what I am reading. So I have been listening to The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander this week. I believe the audiobook is about 16 hours, and I have listened to about 2 to 3 whole hours of the book, which means that I have just gotten through all of the myriad introductions. The book was published originally in 2010, and then she republished it this year, actually, which is super cool, with an extra introduction at the beginning addressing things that she knows she left out, that people have addressed with her, things, answers to frequently asked questions about the book, and just overall giving a 10 years later perspective on her own work. And then there's a foreword, and then there's the first chapter is an introduction to the main points of the book and the structure and such and such. So I've actually just gotten into like the meat and potatoes of the book. I don't know that I will ever, probably at some point if I read enough nonfiction I will, but I don't know if how soon I can get used to the fact that nonfiction is packed with so much information. Like, that's what it's for. So that sounds stupid, but fiction and nonfiction are just so different, and I'm just breaking into nonfiction, as we all know, so it's a lot to squeeze my mind out enough so that it's dry enough to be a sponge and soak up what she's saying and actually comprehend it. I really like Michelle Alexander's voice. I mean, obviously the audiobook narrator has a nice voice, but Michelle Alexander's writing voice is very approachable and compassionate to the reader, which she doesn't have to be at all, but she is. It's just hard to listen to. It's very upsetting, but Michelle Alexander's writing voice softens some of the blow of that. If you don't know, I'm sorry I didn't explain, but Michelle Alexander's book, The New Jim Crow, the subheading of which is Mass Incarceration in the Era of Colorblindness, is a nonfiction text about how the war on drugs in the 1980s created a racial caste system in the US. Not that it wasn't there before, but between the ending of Jim Crow and the beginning of mass incarceration, there was some floundering, some middle ground there. And mass incarceration is the new form of our racial caste system in which we oppress and disenfranchise, legally disenfranchise and take rights away from Black men in particular. Obviously, there are many groups that also experience distinct oppression from the system of mass incarceration and that working as a racial caste system. But Alexander's book focuses on Black men in particular because statistically they are the most likely to suffer at the hands of this system of injustice. She gives a very distinct call to her readers at the beginning. She tells you who the book is for, and I would recommend following that and respecting her work in that way by listening to her. And if she says the book is for you, read it. If you don't fall into that category of who she says the book is for, then don't. And have that respect for her, because every book has an intended audience, and if you are not that, then it won't really have an impact on you. So anyway, I've been reading that. I'm really enjoying it. I also started last night Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie, and this is so addictive. My nose is so itchy. In this edition, on the 13th page is the paragraph where the narrator talks about Mrs. Darling sorting through the minds of her children at night. Like when I try to write short stories and books and stuff, that's the kind of thing that I want to write. I am not sure what is so addictive about this book, but it, in my edition, is 179 pages, and I am on page 100. I just finished chapter 8. So far, it is just like the Disney movie, and broad strokes. Obviously, there's a lot more detail and a lot more darkness in this tale than there is in the Disney version, and some of the things that they took out, I get it. If I worked at Disney, I would also take the fairy orgy out of Peter Pan when I was turning it into a Disney classic animation. I'm hoping I can at least finish Peter Pan, which is just another 80 pages, before I go to school. So anyway, I think that is about all that I have to say to you today. I'm going to go edit together this video as quickly as I can and post it and try to get ready for school. I'm not really sure what the future of this channel is when I return to college, but I know that I love making videos. It's so fun. It brings me great joy, and it is a great creative outlet for me every week, so I know I want to continue doing it. I just don't know where we're headed. So stick around if you would like to see where we're going, and I will see you pretty soon, maybe next week, most likely in 2 weeks. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you make use of that zucchini bread recipe because it is delicious. I hope that you are doing well, and if you're not, I hope that it gets better soon, and I hope that you love what you're eating, because I definitely do. I will see you soon. Who knows when, but it'll be soon. Bye.